Hello and welcome to this edition of School Notes. I'm Natalie Kidd. We start with a trip to Jamestown, Virginia. No, it's not very far, but this story digs deep into our history. Kecoughtan High School students participated in an archaeological dig and got a lesson in geology and archaeology.
So you're standing, this is basically the beginning of the British Empire. You're standing at the corner of the British Empire circa 1608.
Today we have a dual enrollment geology course that's being taught at Kecoughtan High School that they're coming out to work with archaeologist Danny Schmidt to look at an archaeological dig site here at historic Jamestown.
Do you guys have any questions about this site before we move on and talk about cannibalism? You got any questions? All right, thanks. These are high school kids, and they were sharp. They were clearly interested, asking great questions. So I really enjoyed working with this group today.
We had a lecture about geology and specifically soil, and then we also heard from an archaeologist who works here at the Jamestown settlement.
He was showing us around with the archaeology stuff and how archaeology and geology come together. And I didn't think, archaeology and geology would, meet anywhere, but it was pretty cool, learning about how the settlements came along, about how you dig, and all these different types of rocks can tell you different types of things, and layers of soils, and basically how Jamestown came to be, and all the artifacts we found, and we saw the artifacts, and how it's brushed and cleaned and processed and where they're all stored and stuff. It's all pretty cool stuff, so I'm kind of glad to be a part of the experience.
So prior to the archaeological project here on our property behind me, we had one employee with our nonprofit, one employee, and they were tasked with mowing the lawn. So, boy, has this place, come to life. It has added to the narrative by leaps and bounds, because everything we've uncovered in the last 25 years is new history. So, whereas before that you had a few guides that really had a limited amount of material to go on, and with these discoveries, with all the science behind them, that was something that I elaborated on quite a bit with the students. You have a million ways, different ways now to take this story and to engage the public, and it's really exciting. It's new, it's happening now. The moment of discovery, so to speak, can be witnessed by whoever happened to get a ticket that day.
We have another story from Kecoughtan to share. Senior Chief Fields, who teaches the NJROTC program, was recently honored by the VFW Post 8252 of Gloucester as this post's Teacher of the Year.
I nominated Senior Chief Fields for the Teacher Award for a couple of reasons. I knew he was very much involved prior to me arriving to the school, but once I got here, I spoke with other teachers and administrators, and they told me how much he actually did. And he actually drives the school bus on Fridays to 3 elementary schools. He's not paid any additional funds. And the kids perform mentoring services, and they also read to the younger kids. Well, Senior Chief's not only involved in those other schools, but he volunteers his time to take cadets over to these schools to assist with building beautification projects, reading and so forth. And I found out how much he was involved and how much the teachers appreciated him and the principals from those other schools.
It's a really distinct honor, one I didn't think I was worthy of, but it's one they decided to bestow upon me. I'm really flattered and humbled that I received that. I wasn't aware, or I don't think that I was doing that much around here. I think I'm just doing my job, and apparently it accounted for more than that.
It's also worth noting, this year is the 50th anniversary of the NJROTC program at Kecoughtan. It was the first program of its kind in Hampton. Carrie Elementary celebrated Black History Month in a unique way. Students researched and created posters about African American historical figures. They marched in a parade around the school to showcase their work.
Today here at Carrie Elementary, we had an African American history parade, or Black History Parade. And basically what we asked students to do was to create a poster, and we asked them to choose a person from Black history that they could research and really look into to see about their life.
Second grade, Elijah Riddick, and he was B.B. King.
My daughter did Maria Van Britton Brown, and she made a little poster and everything for it. But we found out during our research that she invented the first home security system with a closed circuit TV.
So she must have been pretty important if she got her face on a stamp, right? Is this Madam?
C.J. Walker.
Madam C.J. Walker, and what did she do?
Who's that? Madam C.J. Walker.
Each grade level was assigned different projects. First grade, which is what I teach, was assigned inventors. So that's why Michaela did Madam C.J. Walker, because she is a famous African American inventor.
Well, their projects were great. The teachers can use it for either a reading or history grade. Tina Turner, that was the first one, because she came running up to me with her big purple wig. B.B. King, you see B.B. King with the wig and the guitar. Madam C.J. Walker, Louis Armstrong, and one of the kids, the twins, we had two twins, forgot which one they did, but they had the hanger with the plastic over it for the dry cleaners, the guy who created the dry cleaners. So, and they were twins, so they both held it together. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. The kids had a blast. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. So I said, wait a minute, stop. I didn't know about that person. So it was a blast. What better way to end your week on a gloomy Friday and have sunshine in the building? It was phenomenal.
This next story will make you want to say ARG. Teachers at Jamestown Elementary spiced up their lesson plans from a book called Teach Like a Pirate and gave students a day of pirate-themed fun in the classroom. Activities varied from making treasure maps to doing a scavenger hunt.
Ahoy, mate! Ahoy!
So today is called Teach Like a Pirate Day here in the Machin Nation. A lot of our teachers are dressed up. A lot of activities that they've had planned today do have that pirate theme. The author in the book, Dave Burgess, talks about teachers being pirate teachers.
What we are going to do for our activity today is we are making treasure maps. Even just seeing us all dressed up and seeing the decorations, they have been so excited today. They walked in the class, they're already going, arg, just the language. They're very excited. It's nice to just kind of take a break from the usual way of doing things.
We were talking about wind energy and how it was powered. Pirates, back in the days, pirates used to use wind energy for their mast to travel. And we're trying to make a windmill. My favorite thing was wearing an eye patch and learning about pirates because it's cool.
Just the look on their faces to see that they're engaged, they're talking to one another, they're engaged in the activities. It's truly amazing to see these experiences for our students here today.
Arg! We learned this new game. I can't remember what it's called, but it's kind of like Simon Says, but we have to follow the pirate, and then there's like these little dots, and then only one person can stand on them. I think my favorite thing was the game. Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Spratly Gifted Center students wrapped up their fire safety class with the Hampton Fire Department. Students got to see Taylor, an accelerant sniffing dog, in action as she zeroed in on smells that could help identify the cause of a fire.
Well, today Ms. Thompson from the Hampton Fire Department is here. She's going to do a follow-up lesson with my students on fire safety. So she was here about a week and a half ago and did the initial lesson and gave the students some homework, and today she's going to check up with them and do some additional instruction on fire safety.
So we're going to go over them really quick. We should be testing smoke alarms once a month. If an elementary school student plays with or misuses matches, lighters, or fire, what could happen? Number 3, if an elementary school student plays with fire, what can happen? Raise your hand. Yes.
Arrested or expelled.
Right. That was a B and a C answer.
We also have guests coming, Inspector Gomes from the Hampton Fire Department, and the accelerant sniffing dog, Taylor, and they're going to be doing a demonstration.
Today we're going to do a little public education with the children and teach them some fire safety education, and we're going to do a demo with the dog to show them how she sniffs out accelerants and things like that at fires. So Taylor and I have been together for almost 10 years, which is probably most of your age. We went to a school that took 6 weeks long because I had to learn what she does and she had to learn who I am. And we've been together every day since. And she comes into a fire and she starts smelling stuff. She smells burnt wood. Oh, that's burnt wood. Burnt plastic. Well, I've smelled that before. And then she can separate everything that she smells, rubber, plastic, wood, paper, and things like that. But when she smells an accelerant, she's trained to sit down, point to it, and look at me. And when she sits down, points to it, and looks at me, that's when I reach into this pouch and give her some food. And that's the only way she ever eats. You're going to smell gasoline. Some of these will, some of these will not have something on them. Stay. Stay. A key tool in our toolbox, because it helps us save time when we get to a fire scene, when we're using her as a tool to determine whether an accelerant was used.
You see what I mean?
She is so smart that you have to be smarter than she is. She can clear a room or a house or a structure within 30 to 40 minutes, whether it would take us maybe 2 or 3 hours. So it saves a lot of manpower, it saves a lot of time, and it's pretty exciting to do, to tell you the truth. Seek.
Stay seated. She's coming over to you.
Seek.
Stay seated. Stay seated. Face this way. Oh, no. Stay that way.
Ah. Side of his shoe. Good girl. Come on. All right, go back to your seats, please.
Let's take a look at what's being shared on our social media pages. On Facebook, 7th and 8th grade fine arts students from Spratly Gifted Center enjoyed a glass demonstration and museum tour at the Chrysler Museum on the very first Art Across Virginia Day. Students in Ms. Hicks' 6th grade language arts class at Davis Middle School celebrated with their classmates and families in recognition of their efforts and success in reading and writing. On Twitter, we saw a lot of tweets about Read Across America Day on March 2nd. Members of the HCS Division Leadership Team visited Aberdeen Elementary for the occasion, including our Superintendent, Dr. Smith, and School Board Chair, Jason Samuels. And finally, the Hampton Police Division stopped by to read to students at Forest Elementary. You can keep up with everything happening around Division by connecting with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. That's it for this edition of School Notes. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Remember, it's every child, every day, whatever it takes.